Giving all praises to Yahawah, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, He knows that this eclipse is a sign of his total downfall. He knows that this eclipse is a sign of his total downfall, total and complete downfall. So he's scared right now, making a big deal about this coming eclipse, solar eclipse, which will take place Monday, April 8th. So it's right now it's Sunday morning. So not tomorrow, but the following Monday. And it's here and there on the news. The last couple of days they're going to really get into it on the news, you know, on social media. And they're going to be talking about it all day Monday. It'll be breaking news. You know, that's all they're going to be talking about. Because they're not going to look at this eclipse as a just another day. So anyway, I put in solar eclipse 2024. So solar eclipse of April 8, 2024. You got NASA Science.gov. 2024 total solar eclipse as opposed to a lunar eclipse. When Yahawashi was on the cross, what happened? That 3 hours of darkness from the 6th to the 9th hour. That, like I said, that total darkness over the land. We know that that's a sign from the Most High, from heaven. This is why the soldier, whether it was a Roman soldier or centurion that said, truly this is the son of the Most High, and he most likely was a Jake. Esau ain't gonna say nothing like that. So they got scared. They said he was on the cross, and this darkness appeared, and it began at 12 noon. The 6th hour of the day represents 12 noon, high noon, when the sun is highest in the sky. And it was dark for 3 hours. So that's why that soldier or that centurion said what he said. Truly, this is the son of the Most High. And when the body was taken, Joseph of Arimathea asked the body, and they surrendered the body to Joseph, and he laid him in his tomb, which is the fulfillment of prophecy. So what happened was they made sure through the Roman authorities, Pilate, mainly Herodians, they were behind it, because they understood. Romans really didn't understand the prophecy and the Messiah. They didn't understand that. But the Herodians, the Herodian dynasty, the head of the family, they knew that was the Messiah. So they had to, you know, get him out of there, which they fulfilled prophecy, because he was going to be a sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel. And they knew these Edomites, these tares, which they look like Israelites, by the way. So if anybody shows me that, you know that the Herodians were black people, yes, they look like Israelites. They did look like Israelites. They didn't look like your classic Edomites. Because the father had married into one of the daughters of the Maccabean family. So they were, and that's where you get this thing with the small hats, that you're you're a J if your mother's a J, which is total bullshit because that goes completely against the scriptures, the Torah, the history, the Book of Chronicles. When you go read the records of the men in Israel, it does not mention women. It mentions men. The genealogy of your genealogy can only come from a man to a woman to another man. In other words, from one man has a child, which is a son, the line goes through his son, not his daughter. See, if you can destroy all the Israelite men and take to yourself the Israelite women, the daughters, they're going to come out looking like Israelites, but they're not Israelites. And we Israelite men can bring back a nation with any woman, because you got Israelites out there that got blonde hair, blue eyes, look just like Edomites. But they're rhythmic. They got a certain swag about them, so to speak. But anyway, let me get back into this. So you had the darkness for 3 hours, which was not a solar eclipse, which this is. That's why it's called a solar eclipse as opposed to a lunar eclipse. When you go into the history of the solar eclipses, the history of it didn't last that long. It lasts for minutes. However, solar eclipse lasts for hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I believe the longest in history is 3 hours and about 40 minutes. So we're talking almost 4 hours of straight darkness. That's a lunar eclipse. And that's what happened when Yahawashi was on the cross. And it only can happen, this is for you, Bishop Nathaniel. You're teaching that madness that the new moon is the full moon. Well, lunar eclipses only take place on new moons. When Yahawashi was on the cross, that was during Passover. When does Passover come in? 14 days from the new moon, which is a dark moon, 14 days at evening, which is the 15th day, which is 2 weeks in. If you're keeping the Passover in the ancient world and you looked up into the sky, you would see that the moon is bright because it's full. So we showed you that you're going off, and that theory of there's going to, if you not right with the Most High, you're going to burn in hell forever. Well, if that's the case, you're going to burn in hell forever. You'll be thinking about us for a trillion years. And the trillion years is just the tip of the iceberg. That's why we constantly get on you. But because you're stiff-necked, you can't see shit. Yeah, we heard you last night. Hey, you just can't go on the streets no more. You got to go to other countries. Where's that in the scriptures? Don't you know that the web is doing our heavy lifting? You don't have to physically go to every place, and there's no way you can do that. I'm gonna get back into the subject. Bear with me. Yeah, we listened to him last night. Hey, you gotta go everywhere. You gotta go where all the. Are you gonna go to every? Are you gonna encounter every single Israelite on the planet? And the answer is no. I don't care if you got a million people that's down with you. You cannot reach 8+ billion people. So those people that you don't reach, are they all going to go to hell and burn forever? You see, when you use your head from something other than a hat rack, you see through that shit. He said, you just can't go on the street corner. And that's what scriptures say, on the highways and the byways. And then the deliverance, the focus, as I have said in previous videos, the focus is on the elect in America. Because the rest of Israel, they're not going to be touched by the destruction. There's going to be certain parts of the earth that's going to be hit you know, they're going to be affected by the earthquake because the whole earth is going to quake. But the deliverance, the salvation, when you read about salvation in the New Testament, it's talking about being saved from impending danger, which are the missiles. And you got this individual, Donald J. Trump. He's selling the Bible, the God Bless America Bible, which is oxymoronic, because how can you sell a Bible called the God Bless America Bible when the Most High, in the scriptures, the Most High condemns America to utter destruction? So, you know, having the Bible is one thing, breaking the code is another thing, and you Edomites cannot break the code. But the elite know everything that we say. Like I said in previous videos, if Esau was to do breaking news and say these Hebrew Israelite groups, especially the one Westers, everything that they've been saying is the truth. They are the Israelites. We are the Edomites. They'll say that they're going into captivity. There's going to be a thermal. Guess what? That's when Jake is going to start seeking us out, because the key is Esau. Esau got to say it, but the Most High ain't going to allow Esau to say it. That's the only way you unbelievers will believe, because you ain't going to believe it when we say it. So we're going to see what's going to happen. You know, I'm going to have my eyes up in the sky. We're going to see what's going to happen. Solar eclipse. So you see right here, right? You see these images? There was an eclipse back in August of 2017. And then this is the eclipse coming. And that's a cross, the sign of the cross, which in Hebrew is Atha, which is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. What is it? 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. Tricino added 4 more letters. That's why you call one Jesus. There was no such thing as J back then. So this is a cross. And certain brothers did videos, elders or whatever did videos, saying that a lot of these towns that the moon is going to go across is called Nineveh. You got Nineveh this, various states, Nineveh. And I believe that cross, that's places called Egypt. Now you got the American Nile, which is the Mississippi. Like you got the Nile in Egypt, or you got the Nile in America, which is the Mississippi. It crosses the whole country from north to south, from north to south. So Esau's scared. That's why he's, you know, I have been on highways. You know how you have the messages on the highway, there's been an accident, so-and-so, such and such. Now they got those electronic billboards that says a solar eclipse, Monday, August 8th, this, that, and the third. So they're reminding people of it. They keep pushing it, right? Because, see, Esau follows everything. Anything that you do, they want to know what you're doing, and they want to get certain Edomites they appoint to infiltrate and to get all vocab Malone. He knows shit that we don't know. All that information about Abba, he was showing us shit that we didn't even know. He found this other book that Abba wrote that we didn't even know. And you know, you mentioned he can mention GMS, well GMS, and you got IUIC, and you got this. He really puts his focus on former One Westers, because they told him, look, you got this is the groups you got to get. The IUICs, the ISUPKs, the Sakaris, the GMSs, because they know that they got the truth. Now, whether vocab knows that we have the truth or not, I don't know. But it's the men, the elite know. Everything we've been saying for years, Esau knows. He said, yep, everything that they're saying is the truth. We're just not going to tell the people. So anyway, you see these pictures here. Let me do this. Let me hit images. Yeah, when you see a cross, that means the end of something, the tha. In the New Testament and Revelation, it speaks about the Lord being the Alpha and Omega, which in the Hebrew is the Ah and the Tha. Ah is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and Tha is the last, which is a cross. Cross out. They're going to be crossed out. Oh, and by the way, it was seven years from 7/17 to 2024. 2017 to 2024. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Seven represent completion through the scriptures. Okay, I'm not going to make this long. So I put some precepts together. So this is a sign for us. This eclipse, this solar eclipse is a sign for us, and it's also a sign for the super elite. So I'm just going to give you these precepts here. Genesis 1 verse 14 and the powers. Now you ask a Christian, what does Genesis 1:1 say? In the beginning God created. You ask them to show that they don't know what the hell, they don't understand the scriptures. And you have to go into the Hebrew, you have to go into the etymology. Use a thing called the term etymology, which goes back to root words. Where did that word come from? Where did that word derive from? Is it a compound word? So you ask a Christian, what is God? Well, let's talk about God. Let's talk about God. Jehovah God. And they don't understand. You remind them that that's talking about the angels. The word there is Elohim. What does Elohim mean? They don't know. It says in Elohim, which are the angels led by the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Christ, said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." All the high holy days, the Sabbath, the Passover, the Day of Atonement, is all based upon the new moon. Yes, I said that, the Sabbath. No, brother, it's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It's only Friday sundown to Saturday sundown if the new moon comes in on a Friday sundown. So all you other One Westers that are teaching that, you're going off. The only other camp that teaches it the correct way is Sakari, outside of GMS. So Bishop Nate, he knows, but he's hard-headed. He hard-headed, man. You know the saying, a hard head make a soft behind. And he watches all our videos. He watches all our videos. Before he does his show, his song and dance, I call it. And let them be for signs and seasons and for days and years. So now, I just explained to you that the Sabbath is based upon the new moon. If you're teaching it Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, you're following the J's, because that's what the seven did. They were following the J's. So let me look up the word sign. Sign or signs. I already know what the word is. What is it? Awath, if I'm not mistaken. Sign. Awath. Awath.
Strong's H 226. Oath. Oath.
So he says it oath. It's awath. Sign, signal, a distinguishing mark, banner, remembrance, miraculous sign, omen, 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 warning, omen. Let's look up the word omen. Oh, there's an Omen movie coming out in 2024. Omen movie. I didn't know that. Omen. Meaning. Omen. Noun. O man. A happening believed to be a sign or warning of some future event. So it make it a big deal, big brouhaha about this eclipse, because they know it's a sign. They understand that. The Egyptians knew it before Moses came. The Pharaoh, I had to say that. The elite, the stargazers, the magicians of Egypt, they knew that was a sign that a deliverer is going to come. Herod knew that. Herod the Great knew that. What is omens in the Bible? Omen is a specific term for signs sent by God or gods, whereas an oracle is the answer to a query or question. Divination can be divided into artificial and natural divination, where natural divination refers to prophecy. Yeah, Bishop Nate said it's not all about prophecy. You got to go into other things. Do me a favor. Read, and we go into other things. Read 1 Corinthians 14, the first couple of verses. But charity is important. Tongues is important. But most importantly, Paul said, is prophesying. The most important man to the Most High right now, and it's always been, is the prophet. And what do prophets do? They prophesy. And other kinds of theophany that usually are revealed in plain language or comprehensible visions. So what does a prophet do? Prophet receives visions and they write them down. Prophets come back, reincarnated, to break down the visions. We are the prophets that were in the past that were writing these visions down that we didn't understand. Well, now we fully understand. So if Jeremiah was to come back, we can pull Jeremiah to the side, which he's back here. We don't know who he is. He's one of us. We can pull Jeremiah to the side, and we can show him the scriptures, and we can explain to him, well, you see this place right here is America. This is what you wrote about. Well, no, it's talking about ancient Babylon, the Neo-Babylon. No, it's not. They didn't know. I'm saying it again. I'm saying it. I didn't stutter. We know more than we understood. We understand all the prophecies. We understand all the prophecies of Isaiah, Jeremiah. You know how I go through that list. But the prophets back then, when they received the prophecies, even John, they didn't understand what the hell was going on. They didn't know what the hell was going on. What the hell is all this? All they know is they were instructed to write these things down. For what? For thousands of years in the future, which is now, us to open up the book. The book had to be, the seals had to be broken, 7 seals. Who broke them? Yahawashi, the Lamb. Okay, so now let me do this and come back over here. Okay, so an omen and a sign, token, ensign, standard, miracle, proof. Like I said, I'm not going to make this super long, so I'm going to try to hit off as many scriptures, precepts I can get off on. Nehemiah 9 verse 10. I'm going to try to move fast. And like when I give you these precepts, you can read a couple of verses above and a couple of verses below, or you can read the whole chapter. And show of signs and wonders upon Pharaoh and on all his servants and on all the people of his land. For thou knewest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name. Who got the name? The Most High, Yahawah, as it is this day. It was proudly. Who were they proudly against? They were proudly against the Most High and his children and his sons. So anytime the Most High takes down a system, a kingdom, he always sends forth in that order. He always sends forth the prophets. So why would it be different now? And these top elite Edomites, they're not even taking it seriously because they think they're going to somehow change the Most High's mind. They're not going to change the Most High's mind. This place is going down, and this place is going down specifically by fire. If I was to run into Donald Trump, I pull him to the side. The first thing I'll tell him, I said, you were somebody famous in another life. And he would say, well, who was I? I would say Nero. Then I would show him pictures of himself. And I said, who does that look like? Yeah, it looked like me. That's him. That's Nero. So Nero's back over here, my belief, and we believe that he will become president. We're going to see how they're going to do it. But it makes all the sense in the world that he would be the president. If he is the president, he would most likely be the president that would usher in the destruction. But here he is trying to sell a Bible called the God Bless America Bible, which is, like I said, that's oxymoronic. Look that term up. Doesn't make sense. How you gonna get a book that says bless something when you open up that book, it curses that thing? So he's middle management. Oh, by the way, Bishop Nate stole that from me. I've been saying the president is nothing but middle management. He said, well, the president, they're management. Nate is my biggest fan. That's the fanboy right there. Yeah, the president is that's management. Well, let me not say middle management, because the hard gonna find out. And vocab, stop biting my style, man. Get your own style. Anyway, I'm bugging. So I bug out sometimes. So bear with me. The prophets were weirdos. And the prophets were beardos. Okay, so we had 2nd Ezra 9 verse 1. We're gonna read down to 7. What the hell did I do? I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong. I'm supposed to be in the Apocrypha. So I got it right here. So this is the context. Give me a second. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Wait a minute. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'm going to jump around. I'm going to go to the 10th verse, since this is outlined. And showeth signs and wonders upon Pharaoh and on all his servants, and on all the people of the land, for thou knowest that they dwelt proudly against them, so didst thou get thee a name. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I just read that. Now this is what I want to do. I want to go to the view the chapter. He answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we measure the time as well, because we know certain prophecies have come to pass already. So there's only a few prophecies left. Really, there's really 3 prophecies left. The destruction and the deliverance, then the kingdom. That's 3. But then before that, the MOTB, that's the major sign. When they make the MOTB mandatory, and you, ISUPK, IUIC, Captain Tazariak, Captain Katazak, if y'all listen, y'all better get with the program, because when it becomes mandatory, you're going to have to explain it to your people. You know, Yohana, General Yohana, Bishop Nate, you're going to have to explain it to your people. Oh, we're going to be watching your class. That Saturday, we're going to be watching your class. Listening to your class, rather. We might even just have a camp where we just don't speak and just have your video, you know, your live stream. When breaking news, everybody got to get micro C-HIP, and if you don't get it, you lose your job. You're no longer in the military. You can't drive a taxi. You can't register your car. You can't get gas because you got to buy and sell. No more food stamps and WIC and all that other stuff. So Jake's going to take it. It says, he answered me then and said, measure down the time diligently in itself. So we know we're down to the last handful of 3 prophecies, 4 prophecies. So when the MOTB is introduced to the whole world, it's going to be, we know the destruction is going to come within months, because it's going to be a test. That charagma is the Most High's charagma, by the way. So is the charagma evil and wicked? Not really. What makes it evil and wicked is the fact that you're going to take it, because it's the Most High's technology, and it's for a test. You get me? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. We're living in that time. This is a very exciting time. Who said that? This guy, Tank. That was the son of Tommy Chong. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, we're seeing that, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and end, Babylonians had a beginning and end, Medo-Persians had a beginning and end, Greeks had a beginning and end, Romans had a beginning and end. The beginning and the end is manifest. The end is manifest. Manifest destiny. Look that word up. When Esau says, why is this happening? Why is this happening to us? Why is the Most High doing it? This is just manifest destiny. You should have read and understood the prophets. You should listen to the prophecies. You should listen to the prophets. You got, Edomites watch us. Edomites be watching all our videos too. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. The Hebrew word for sign is awath, which means omen or warning. And everyone that shall be saved, who's going to be saved? The elect of Israel. Number 1, you got to be Israelite. Number 2, you got to be the elect. And number 3, you got to be in America. Salvation is coming out of America. Even though the elect, if they're scattered in other places around the world, they're going to be picked up too. But if they're not picked up, they're good, because they're not going to be destroyed. And shall be able to escape. How are we going to escape? By getting beamed up. By his works and by faith. We're a faith-based organization. When people say, well, how can you prove that there's a Most High? How do you know that this book is true? Based upon faith. Whereby ye have believed. Faith. In order for you to have faith, you got to believe. You can read the rest. Let me read a couple more verses. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils. What are the said perils? Perils, ultimately the missiles and the lasers from the ship. And shall see my salvation. Salvation is going to take place in America. You're going to be saved from impending danger in my land and within my borders. For I have, and that's the land of Israel, that's going to be utterly destroyed, but it's going to be built back up. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Ooh, I have sanctified them, the elect from the beginning. If I believe it's Ephesians, I'm almost positive, from the foundation of the earth, foundation of the world. You got to read this whole chapter. It's a powerful book. Ezra's, first Ezra, second Ezra. Okay. I'll read a couple more precepts. Jeremiah 10, verse 1 and 2. And I'm going to look up the word dismayed. Hear the word which Yahawah speaketh unto you, O house of Yeshua. Thus saith Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, the other nations, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And that means fear. I'm going to prove that. The word is chathas, chathas, chathas. And it's a primitive root. To be shattered, be dismayed, be broken, be abolished, be afraid. Be afraid. Terrify, shatter. So they shaking in their boots, as the saying goes. Next precept. And great earthquakes, Luke 21, verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. Let me come back over here. This is a great sign. This eclipse is going to cross out America. The beginning of the end started in August of 2017, and this is the completion. So this, you can see it as an X. X marks the spot. So they scared, man. Okay, Acts 2 and 19 speaks about signs in the heavens and so forth. That is also in Joel 2. Daniel 4 and 2. Daniel 4, 2 and 3. We're almost out of here. Hang with me. The scriptures say, comfort each other with these words. So now you can understand. Okay, let me start from the top. Nebuchadnezzar the king unto all people, nations, and tongue, languages that dwell in all the earth. Now, right there, all the earth is not talking about the whole earth. It's talking about the earth, the part of the earth that the Babylonians took over. No, it's saying the whole earth. No, he didn't have power over the whole earth. The Romans didn't have. The Romans of 2,000 years ago didn't have power over the whole earth. The last leg of the Roman Empire, which is NATO and the EU, they have power over the whole earth. Peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high power have wrought toward me. How great are his signs? And one of the signs is an eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. What is this? Not asteroids, comets, because there's supposed to be a comet coming through on the same day of the solar eclipse. And how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. So once we come into power, by the power of Yahawah, Yahawashi, we're never going to go down. Ain't going to be no Gog and Magog coming against us 1,000 years in. That's why Bishop Nate don't teach that no more, because he done messed up. But his proud ass might do a video on it. He gonna look like a foot. He's gonna be one of the guys. If he doesn't repent and get delivered, he'll be one of the guys in the kingdom with his head down, everlasting contempt, and spoken about in Daniel 12. Just bear with me for another minute or two. We almost out of here. Daniel 6, verse 27 and 28. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven. Going back to Yahawashi being on the cross, the 3 hours of darkness was clearly a sign, but logically Esau would say, "Oh, that was just a lunar eclipse. It just so happened, it was a coincidence that the Lord was on the cross." No, the Romans said, "Truly, this is the Son of the Most High." And when did he say it? When everything got dark. Who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions, the Most High, Yahawah. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius, and in which he was the king of the Medes at that time, and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. The Persians became a greater power. It was Cyrus that put the decree out to rebuild the temple. Cyrus, Qadash, is it means chosen one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me find out. Kawarash. Okay, it says possess thou the furnace. Let me go into the root. It says possess thou the furnace, so I gotta look into that. I thought it was chosen. I'm gonna skip a couple. Ecclesiasticus. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 36 and 6. show new signs, and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. And you can read it here in context. Lift up, third verse, lift up thy hand against the strange nations, because the Most High is not with the nations, man. He's only with Israel, his people. And let them see thy power, as thou was sanctified in us before them. So be thou magnified among them before us, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O power. Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, and they may set forth thy wondrous works. Rise up indignation and pour out wrath. And that's what the Most High is getting ready to do. Take away the adversary, the enemy, Esau, I'm number one on the list, and destroy the enemy. Sake the time short. Remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire. What fire is it talking about? The nuclear fire. And let them perish that oppress the people. What people? The Israelites. So that's a sign of your end. An omen. Second Maccabees 2 verse 21, and the manifest signs that came from heaven unto those that believe themselves manfully to their honor for Judaism, or being an Israelite, so that being but a few, they overcame the whole country and chased barbarous multitudes. So why would Vocab Malone say, you know, the Most High, you know, the Israelites are really the other nations, but they're just being caught? Come on, man. You don't even believe that crap. You don't believe that crap that you're pushing. 2nd Ezra 13 verse 32. You should read this. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, from the first verse. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son Yahawashi. So Ezra knew that the Most High had his son that was going to come down and die for the sins of Israel. Be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Got two more and we're done. So stick around. I'm sorry. I thought I hit the wrong button. I told a brother, he's new to the camp, and I pulled him to the side and I said, look, I said, you got to get into these scriptures like you meet a fine-ass woman. And we all had women that, you know, you working and you thinking about her, you can't wait to be with her. When you get with her, you hope the day never ends. Well, that's how you got to, you know, read the Songs of Solomon. He wasn't talking to no woman. He was talking to wisdom and the Most High. Baruch 2:11, and we got one more precept and we done. And now, O Lord Yahawah, the Most High of Israel, that has brought thy people out of the land of, the word there is Mizraim. Egypt came about when the Greeks renamed it Egyptus, with a mighty hand and high arm, and with signs and with wonders. So I almost can't wait until the 8th comes. And with great power, and have gotten thyself a name as appeareth this day. Hold up, as appeareth this day. So they knew the name of the Most High, like we supposed to name the Most High. We listening to Bishop Nate and his readers, and they come across the word Jesus and Jesus Christ and Christ and we listened to about an hour of them, and they one time said Yahawah or Yahawashi. I couldn't be a part of a group that doesn't acknowledge Yahawah and Yahawashi. Something's very strange about that thing. Last verse, 2nd Ezra 14:8, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed. Most High getting ready to show us a sign in another week, in a couple of days, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. And we understand the interpretation. We can interpret all these scriptures, something that the prophets couldn't do in the past. That includes Ezra's. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.